Shepherds of Men is a secular movement started by three men of faith. We wholeheartedly believe that when we get the men right, we get the world right. We believe this because we believe that men are created and called to be leaders, and we believe there is an alarming deficit of leadership in our world today.
And although the three of us have come from drastically different backgrounds, our core principles have given us a unified voice that is needed now more than ever to pave the way for a fundamental change in our culture.
We are quite literally calling men to something great.
Welcome to the movement. What's up, guys? We're in the studio again, fired up, pumped to bring you the movement. This is JP coming at you today as a host, and I have my shepherds with me, Wilson.
Howdy.
And Cam.
Yo.
And we are in the Ranked Studios where it is hot in here.
It's getting hot.
With Senor Odin.
Odinson.
Oh, yes.
Oh, all kinds of people are offended now.
Odinson, yes, yes. Well, you got a little bit of Hispanic in you, right?
You want some?
No, you know, whatever. Hey, it was worth a shot.
Did you say Bulgarian?
Oh,
Okay.
well, okay.
Yeah.
Huh, Bulgarian. Huh.
Bulgarian, English, and 4% Italian.
Wow, that's like down there by like Australia or something, right?
Put another shrimp on the bobby. Oh, man.
Oh, nice skis. Are they yours?
Yeah, both
Both of them. Oh, I love it. So speaking of, man, you guys got to learn to laugh at yourself a little bit. You guys got to learn to have some fun with life, but that's going to require confidence, right? So that's something that confident people have the ability to laugh at themselves. They don't take life too seriously because they're confident in their abilities. And we're going on. I believe this is episode 5 of the trilogy that is Men Reforged.
Is it a trilogy if it's 5, or is it a pentagy?
That pentagy. Nah, I don't want to use that word. So anyways,
It's the next one.
continued. Men Reforged, the ethos of an influential man. This is a program that we're putting together. If this is the first episode that you've heard, you can go ahead and backtrack after this one, about 4 more, and taste a little bit of the ice cream, as we've heard from a very influential man that we've been very blessed to be in contact with and in networking with. But what we're talking about is the different ethos that make up an influential man, and how to make a man that's, a whole man. That's really what it is. How to make a man that's happy, confident, shows levels of integrity that are unquestionable, great etiquette, tenacity, association, and a man that has vision. But today we're gonna talk about why confidence was chose by the men that are sitting at this table, why the shepherds decided to put confidence in there. And I think it kind of goes without saying, when we talk about why we put it in there, if you don't have confidence, man, you're going to struggle in all the other areas. You can be a man of integrity, but if you don't have confidence, then you're an unknown man of integrity. And I'm not saying that a guy that doesn't have confidence but has great integrity is any lesser than anybody else. But if you want to do anything in life, you're going to have to develop some confidence. If you're single and you want to pick up a chick, confidence is the best way to do it. It's not looks. Looks are important as far as the way that you take care of yourself, like etiquette-wise, like we talked about before. But confidence is big. And I've actually done this and polled women, and that was one of the top characteristics that women look for in men, is confidence.
Yep.
And then it goes into etiquette, intelligence, things
that is so anti-cultural right now. I don't find my strength from a man.
Oh, right, yeah.
We're not saying you find your strength from one. You just like one that has some balls.
Yeah, exactly.
And most of them do. Don't listen to all the BS that's going on right now. You have a very, very small minority of people that are talking about stuff in the opposite direction. They just get all the oil because they're the squeakiest wheel out there right now. But it's okay. You just keep trucking forward with your masculinity, and you just perfect it, because masculinity is a good thing. And we're going to redefine it so that the whole world knows that it's a good thing.
Well, when you flip the genitalia inside out, you get a lot of attention. So that's why I hear them.
Wow.
Or you could just wear a pussy hat.
Yeah. I think every single one of those that do that, they need to be marked somewhere, like clearly, like you are not who you say you are.
Oh, this is not
we all got
true.
boys,
This is not
dude.
integrity.
I'm
This is not
telling
integrity.
you, we all got boys, man. It's like, I don't want to have to do. All right, let's feel. Oh,
Oh my gosh, Crocodile
sorry.
Dundee.
Yeah, man.
well,
I'm telling
Jesus,
you.
Shayla.
Yeah.
I'll teach my son to do that. Hey, if you within doubt, grab some.
Well, if she's got an apple, she's got a banana, so you can just live off of that right there.
Hey, but they can remove that too.
And if you're into that, you must be fruity. So continue.
All right, sorry. Confidence.
keep going. Oh my God. All right. So yes, we're going to talk about confidence. So guys, why is confidence so critical, and what is the Men Reforged program going to bring from a confidence standpoint? Why was it important for us to put that on the schedule?
Well, just like you said, you can't really accomplish anything without confidence. I mean, you have to start with something, but I mean, if you don't believe in yourself, I mean, geez, come on. Look at yourself in the mirror and just say, hey, what do you got? You got to have something going for you. If not, I mean, hell, I don't know. Sorry for you, but I mean, you got to find something.
So encouraging.
I know. Well, I'm just saying.
Hell, I don't know.
I just don't understand how people get so whatever about them looking themselves in the mirror and they can't come up with one thing.
Well,
and then,
it comes down to knowing where you came from,
right.
in my opinion.
I agree.
It comes down to knowing what is the core of it all. What is the foundation of it all? And as a believer, personally, it's knowing my creator. It's knowing who created me. Like he didn't create junk. So there's a confidence that comes there, and I think that's a big part. We're going to talk about faith, actually.
He did with Wilson. He just put it in the trunk.
Well played. Well played.
You just jelly.
Which created more confidence.
Yes.
When it comes to twerking.
Hey, do whatever you got to do to build your confidence.
Tighter jeans, whatever. So
yeah.
But we're always silly. You guys know that, but we always try to get back on point too.
Try.
It's a matter of it truly is a matter of, as a man, if you don't have that, like we say this all the time, men are leaders.
Yep.
You cannot be a leader without confidence. You just can't. I mean, you can't. There is a certain fake it till you make it time frame for sure. But you have to develop confidence, and and whether that's through realizing your creator, it's through personal development, it's through association, it's through all these different things that we're talking about. It is so vitally important that it couldn't be left out.
Yeah,
I mean, you cannot reforge a man into being influential without talking about confidence.
Absolutely.
Yep.
I agree 100%.
And if you want to score points in life, you got to play offensively.
Yep.
Right? So that brings us into one part of the confidence thing. You got to have a bounce, right? You got to play on the balls of your feet. Like and if you don't know what the balls of your feet are, it's your toes. Like you got to be up on your toes. You got to be bouncing. You can't be sitting on your heels and being defensive. People that have low levels of confidence tend to get offended very easily. So they're very defensive about everything. If you've ever had conversations with people, and maybe you're that person, but if you are, it can be fixed. You just have to do things that are going to make your confidence level go up. Right. And that's one of the things that we're going to teach you is how to develop confidence, because confidence is a developed skill. Just like all these things that we're putting within the Men Reforged program are skills that you can master. Yep. And we're going to teach you how to master them. But bounce is a big thing. You guys, like, I mean, why was that a part of the program for you guys? Why was that so important to include into confidence?
Well, let me ask you a question. Who wants to talk to Sloth? Or who wants to talk to Igor or Eeyore, whatever.
Igor. Maybe him too.
Whatever, them too. I mean, nobody really wants to talk to somebody who's not really going anywhere or passionate or, just dead in their eyes. I mean, they want to have somebody who's going to be like, hey, I'm about to lead, a group of men to face hell with squirt guns and I'm ready to go. And I don't know. I mean, you just got to.
I agree. I mean, I agree with that for sure. And there's different kinds of bounce, because there is certainly that bounce where somebody's like so high energy and there's such a presence when they come in the room and all those kinds of things. And honestly, I like that. I think it's awesome, But I also think I go back to my dad as an example a lot. My dad is not that guy. He is not like the guy that's like the loudest in the room or saying the most or whatever, but he still has bounce.
Right.
Like he's still like he moves. Yeah. Like when he goes from place to place, he moves. I used to pick at him when I was younger and be like, he's the only guy I ever saw that we would pull up to the gas station to get some bread and milk or whatever, because we lived in a small town. That's where you got it. And he would jog. Like homeboy would jog from the truck to the store door and then jog back. And I remember as a kid seeing that and be like, why is he running? And I think I asked him one time, I'm like, Dad, why are you running? He was like, why not? Like his mentality was just like to get there faster, like, or just to have bounce, you know? So I even, as I'm talking about this, I'm thinking about like the difference between his personality and other personalities. It has nothing to do with personality. It has to do with intentionality.
Oh man, I was going to say the exact same word. And that's playing life offensively. I mean, you're playing offense. You're trying to score points. Yep. Like that's what you're trying to do. So I love the bounce aspect, and that's a great point. the way that you perceive it is different. Just because we say bounce doesn't mean that you come in the room and you're rah-rah, because there's a lot of guys that don't have confidence that cover it up by being super rah-rah all the time that aren't confident. You can tell if a guy is confident or not. Now, some people are more extroverts, some are more introverts. I don't think that you can stay in the introvert world. Confident people don't stay there, but they may be a little bit less in your face about stuff, but they still play very offensively. But another aspect of it, for the sake of time, that we're going to unpack and we're going to teach people about is, as a man, it is your responsibility to live life on the edge. One of the things my grandfather used to tell me all the time is, if you're not living life on the edge, you're taking up too much room. And that has always stuck with me. But I think it's more than that, right? So living life not just on the edge, but with an edge.
With an edge, yep.
Is a matter of, like, you can tell, like, that edgy guy, and sometimes, the first thing you think about is the guy that rolls up on the Harley with the jet black hair, pulled back in a leather jacket and stuff, and he kind of hops off there and he's got the hot chick with him and stuff, and you just tell that guy's got an edge about him. Like, he would do some shit. Like, he gonna do some shit.
Right.
Kind of thing. And that's how you should come across. Like, people should look at you and not question, like, he does shit.
Yeah.
Like, he just,
it's
you
a
can
presence.
just tell.
Yeah. It's a presence.
He does shit. Like, he makes things happen. And that's a certain level of confidence and edge that you live on. But at the same time, that guy lives a life of constant, I don't want to use the word fear. He's brave in his approach, but he's always got the butterflies, because if he doesn't, he becomes timid and docile. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I look at is a good example of that is when you see a lion in a cage, that's stuck in a cage, they've lost that. They've become docile. They have that, like, they lost that inner edge that they have. You look at a lion that just got a fresh kill and stuff, and they prance.
Yep.
They prance around what they got. They're
drag
proud
those
of it.
paws.
They do. They're like, oh.
they do the Conor McGregor.
Hey, good example.
There you go. That's a great example.
Dude, well, in the whole edge thing is like, when's the last time you saw anybody do anything great that didn't have an edge? It doesn't really exist, and you're talking about being an influential man. Like, you want the guy that comes in that is razor sharp. You want the guy that looks sharp, that talks sharp, going back to etiquette and appearance and all that kind of stuff. You want the guy that has the confidence. You want the guy that carries the body language the right way. There's just an edge about him. Like, there's just something, we always used to say this back in the day, it's crispy.
Yeah.
There's something crispy about him. Why? Because people like that attract. People like that pull other people along with them. Like, a man's responsibility is continue to go out and conquer and produce and create and I think about, like, just our country. Like, think about getting here. Like, you better have some edge if you're about to get on a boat to go somewhere that we're not even really sure if it's there or not.
For 3 months.
Not for a couple
little
days.
Wooden boat, yeah.
You got to have some edge about you, and thank God they did. And then even when you got here, then you got the people going out to California. They probably should have pulled back a state or two. Like, we'd have been fine.
Stayed in Texas.
Yeah, but it's, and that's a great example, because if you look at it now, you want to talk about people losing an edge. It snows, and we shut shit down.
Oh, man.
It snows, and we shut shit down. We just had that, winter storm that moved through a couple weeks ago, and it literally shut shit down.
Yep.
Whereas before, people were getting on a boat for 3 months in a little wooden boat to go across the Atlantic Ocean, where, mind you, hurricanes develop in a little bitty boat. And it wasn't smooth sailing the whole time.
Hey, but not even that. You got to think about, they left a society, like actual established.
Right, there ain't anything over there.
There ain't nothing.
So I'm confident in myself that I can make it when I get there.
Yeah. So you have to have that edge, and just living on it, like a thrill seeker. As how I look at it, it's like an edge. You face danger and you just go after it, chase it.
Well, and I think masculinity, and when you talk about a man, testosterone and masculinity is a man, that is, in the purest sense, that's what they need, they desire. We have to have stuff like that in our life, or you become domesticated, and that's the worst thing in the world, is to become a domesticated man, because you're no good to your family at that point in time. You're just a lump on a log. And we were talking, you were just saying something about them coming over and stuff, and we were talking about people back in the past and stuff, and Andrew Jackson had a really cool quote that he said, I was born for the storm, and the calm does not suit me.
We talked about that earlier. Like, I'm antsy.
Yeah.
Like the whole, we were talking about the snowstorm a couple weeks ago. Like, being locked up for a couple days, it just doesn't suit me. Like, because I need to move.
Yep.
I need to do things. I need to have challenges. Because if I'm not getting challenged, that I'm not getting better, which means I'm getting worse. There's no stagnant.
Yep.
Like, and I can feel it. I can sense it. All those, and my family can sense it. I'm getting worse. I'm
Yep.
losing confidence.
Yep.
Because I haven't been challenged. I haven't been sharpened.
Yeah, and
I'm losing my edge.
and it does, and that's why people are unhappy, and people are like, this whole BS about masculinity is not a good thing and stuff like that. True masculinity is a guy that's chasing that edge all the time, and he's good for his family.
Yep.
A man that is chasing the edge comes home happy, confident, and ready to lead. Like it's just where he's at.
I'll promise you, any ladies listening to this, the last thing you want is a dude without a dream. I
Yep.
promise you.
100%, and we're going to talk about that next week in the vision area and stuff, and that's a big portion of this. But the other part, so we'll go into the faith part of it. So another portion of confidence that we're going to teach and we're going to unpack in the Men Reforged program is how faith goes into confidence. And if you don't have faith, then you have no chance at confidence. So you've got to figure that part out. And we're talking about, internal faith as far as in yourself and faith in something bigger than you. And that was something, and I know Cam, that you brought that up when we were doing our brainstorming and our mastermind sessions and stuff like that. So you want to say why you thought that was so important to put in here?
Well, it goes back to what I was talking about earlier. I mean, like, there's a lot of confidence that's built if you know where you came from. Like, I have faith in my creator, and I get that everybody listening to this and everybody that's going to go through our program will not have the same beliefs, and that's totally fine. But you better have faith in something bigger, like what Josh talked about. Whatever you believe in, it better be bigger than you, because you're not going to be able to hang your hat on it at the end of the day if it's not.
Right.
And you better be truly faithful in it not just be some gimmicky thing that sounds cool in our culture today. It better be something that you can actually count on and be faithful. And then that builds, as you're working on yourself, personal preparation, personal development, all those kinds of things, it builds a faith, because I'm more faithful in myself and my ability to be who I need to be if I know I've been doing the things in the shadows that need to be done. Right. And by that, I mean, like, I've had a strong prayer life. And if you don't pray, I've meditated and had that quiet time. I've had personal development through books, through audios, through podcasts, through stuff I'm watching, inspirational, motivational stuff. I know that I have been having those that input. And so it creates more faith in my ability to go out, which creates confidence, which gives me a confidence to take on the world and live with an edge.
Yep.
Well, just having faith in, like what you were saying, but having faith in yourself. That it's got to start from somewhere. And if you don't have enough faith in yourself, put your faith in something that you can believe in and just go after it. Yep. And just if you don't have faith, I'd say you should at least have hope. Hope that it's going to get better. Hope that's going to have something around the corner is going to be good. That's also a sliver of faith. If faith and hope are about the same thing in that regard.
I want to say one more thing on it, too, because if you don't have faith in something bigger yet, then you may want to surround yourself with a brotherhood that you can have faith in, because I know one thing that also I have faith in is the fact that I am shoulder to shoulder with other people that make me better.
Right.
So there's times where I might not believe in myself. I might not have the full confidence in myself in something, but I know I got people on my right and my left that can support me in that area, and so that gives me confidence.
That's another aspect of the Men Reforged Nation that we're going to be that's really exciting to me, because like you said, you'll have an outlet where it's like, dude, if you don't have faith in yourself yet, and you come to us as you are, as far as where you want to develop, there's no judgment there, man. The fact that you take action on the Men Reforged program and you want to grow and you want to become better, there's no judgment there. It's time to work. Yep. That's what we look at it as. But you will be surrounded by men that are at different levels in life that will, if you don't have faith in yourself, then you put faith in them that they have faith in you.
Yep.
And that's what men need. Men need that brotherhood. Men need that kind of camaraderie there. But the other portion of it, and you guys kind of touched on it a little bit earlier, that we set as a subset of confidence that we're going to teach on because we think it's really important, is you are supremely confident when you are prepared.
Yes.
If you have not put in the preparation beforehand, then you cannot expect to be confident in your execution. And there's no doubt about that. That's like the old adage, poor prior planning does not constitute an emergency on my part. Like, if you're not willing to plan, then don't come to me talking about how you're not confident in what you're doing or whatever it may be, because that is fully in your control to prepare before you go into something. So
you got to master your craft, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because nobody's going to believe in what you have to offer if you don't know what you're talking about, or that you come ill-equipped. You're like, so if you got a presentation and you don't bring it, like, okay, well, that's not going to work well. And there's a lot of different aspects. It just depends on what you're looking to master in your own life.
Well, think about what confidence is, like what the word means. It means that it's an expected result.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know what's going to happen. So proper planning produces predictable results. That is the preparation part of it.
Right.
Yep.
And you can add some other P words in there if you want to, but don't be a P word and not do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly.
Well, and that takes and that goes back to some of the other areas, and like we talked about this when we decided to call this Men Reforged. The reason we decided to call it that is because some of the most sought after knives and forged weapons were folded steel, and the more folds they had in it, the more valuable it became. It was called Damascus, I think is what it was. But one of the cool things about that is the fact that that's exactly how an influential man is built. There's folds in there. Like you continue to fold in these different ethos and you master these different ethos, because you cannot tell me that you can't master 6 ethos. 6 characteristics that you can really hone in on and master, and I promise you, you will become an influential man. You will be reforged into an influential man, and you will be happy and fulfilled in the life that you live. There's no doubt in my mind about that.
Yep.
So with that, we're gonna kind of close that up. We're gonna leave you with a little taste there. Really excited, guys. This Men Reforged program is going to be super influential, super impactful, and super beneficial to so many men out there. And even if you are a man that's maybe not starting at the bottom, but already has some good foundations and just wants to master some other things, you can be an influential man within the group, like we talked about before, because ultimately we're going to be a bunch of men that are sharpening other men, because iron sharpens iron. Guys, go check us out, shepherdsof.men. You can go find all our stuff on their social media, our new platform and stuff that has been reforged.
Yes, it has.
You've been part of it.